me? Can you see me?
I can see you. How are you doing? You all right?
Good. How about you?
I'm not bad, yeah. I'm just my kids' rugby session, training session
Oh,
just here.
oh, fantastic. Oh,
So I just thought jumping on a little bit earlier. Obviously, I've
uh-huh.
got a bit of spare time now, so it's
Mm-hmm.
nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, nice finally meeting you. And Keith, I have to thank you for inspiring me in your own ways. I lost
Oh,
five
you're
pounds
welcome.
and counting, and thankfully, I am actually making the best use of summer this time. So I take my son for
Fanta.
supper. So we just do a bit of running around, and I'm feeling better. Thank you. I owe it to you. Thank you.
That's you're welcome. That's amazing. Fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, because I see you doing so much, and especially you and Riona, like you're always inspiring us so much. So I
Yeah,
just push myself a little more, and I see the results. So it's really great. Thank you. I had
that's what it's
to-
all about. Well done.
Well, thanks again. And I'm going to jump
Cool.
into some of the questions because what I'm doing is I'm writing this set of articles which is about health and wellness, which is physical and mental and overall health and wellness. And
Yeah,
I am doing it with at least two celebrities across the world on one article because I just want to sink in the kind of thoughts to see how people, the way people get inspired by, people who are from different industries, different background. And I
cool.
thought it would be great because you have a very strong sports background and then you are into movies.
Yeah,
So it is always being in front of the camera, being in the attention of people. So mental and physical wellness comes I think is the first thing that comes in for your priority. So that's where I will
absolutely.
start with. So we start with so yeah, when we talk about physical wellness, we start with what you eat and what you do. So it is your diet and exercises. And we
Yeah,
proceed
okay.
to mental fitness and wellness is how you stay rejuvenated, relaxed, motivated. So that's how we proceed. So
Yeah,
starting with physical and
okay.
health and eating.
Yeah, all right, cool. So obviously, I played professional rugby for over 14 years. Played at the very highest level, played for
Mm-hmm.
my country, played in
Mm-hmm.
the English Super League, played in the NRL. So I've always been a guy who's always looked after himself with his health and fitness. Uh, Obviously, having professionals in the industry learning me about food, what the right nutrition is. And believe it or not, over the last 12 months, I decided to turn vegan. So I stopped eating any dairy products, stopped eating meat,
Mm-hmm.
cut all the chicken out of my diet. I do have the odd fish in my diet because I know there's certain fish which is really good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So my diet is basically 90% vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eating a lot of healthy food. It's good because Riona's she's a really good cook.
Mm-hmm.
So when you've got a partner who's a good cook, you can make better decisions. But I have a bit of a sweet tooth. So on a weekend, I kind of relax a little bit. But from Monday to Friday, I'm really regimented. And also with my wellness, I try to get my 8 to 9 hours sleep in every single day. I do my yoga. I recommend yoga to everybody. It's just amazing. And I'm also doing the Wim Hof breathing method right now, which I find really beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the benefits from the Wim Hof is fantastic. It not only boosts your immune system, but it alkalizes your body. So for me, I'm a very clean living person. I don't drink alcohol. Definitely don't touch cigarettes. I don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important for me to be like that because my children then follow and they
Yes.
see what their father does, and it's just passing them trends down to my kids. So yeah, for my food, I probably have 1 to 2 plant-based protein shakes a day. I will put some organic honey or peanut butter in there, a little bit of ginger. Suncorella is a really important one. It's a green algae,
Mm-hmm.
and Suncorella are one of my sponsors. So yeah, I think I'm in a really, really good place now with my diet,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously when you get older, your metabolism slows down. So you're not burning fat as you used to as a kid. But I just recently, yesterday, got my body fat taken and my body fat was 9.9%. I was very surprised,
Mm-hmm.
but I've not been that low since I was 21 years old. So it just goes to show how hard I've been working over the last 12 months. And also it's important for me to be in shape for films as an actor, is to look good on screen. Unless I'm playing a big fat guy, then I have to eat loads of food. But so yeah, like I said, I'm really health conscious. I really enjoy my food, but pretty much plant-based protein. We cook up vegan meals, but the lucky thing for me is that Riona's a really good cook. So she's the one in the kitchen cooking up, not me.
Yeah. So I have one thought here. So you said you shifted vegan in some times. What changes are you noticing in yourself? I mean, just not physically, but just otherwise with your levels, if you can tell me about that, because you shifted your give up dairy and give up meat.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I think I'm probably in the best shape of my life. So I was quite concerned about taking the meat away and the chicken away, because I thought, you need to eat chicken and meat to be really big. But it's not true at all, because as long as you're getting enough protein into your diet, through plant-based, through, black beans and chickpeas, obviously meat-free stuff. I mean, you can have meat-free burgers and meat-free sausages and meat-free steaks, believe it or not. And also, I'm including the salmon and the plaice and the swordfish and stuff. So I do have fish once or twice a week. So technically, I'm not a vegan, I'm a pegan. So it's a pescatarian and a vegan. Yeah. So, and there's actually a book called The Pegan Diet. And I did a bit of research and realized that, fish is really good for you. And to eliminate fish completely out of my diet would not be a really good thing, because I'm a very busy guy, you see. I'm always on the go. So I need as much energy and fuel to keep me pushing forward.
Yeah. Right, that's right. That's very true. So actually, yes, I think I do take away the facts that plant-based proteins and fish is some of the very important things that we tend to overlook. Sometimes meat is a very important part of the protein intake, but there's a very large population of people who are vegetarians, and they take their proteins from plant-based proteins. So yes, a lot of the legumes and chickpeas and black beans. Yes, that's
exactly.
I actually started doing that too, and I have started seeing the change. So I'm a red meat person. I was only into chicken, and I started reducing my chicken, really reduced that, and I moved into legumes, and I see the difference. So I can say yes. Brilliant. I can speak from experience. What you're saying is it's great.
Yeah, and obviously more energy. I feel like I'm getting better sleep in the nighttime. I feel like I got more energy.
Yeah.
And I feel, like I said, I'm putting healthier fuel into my body. It's all about putting the right food into your body. Look, have a cheat meal on the weekend. There's nothing wrong with that. We've got to eat some kind of rubbish, just to reset the system so we can go back to eating healthy food again. But it's very hard when you got 5 kids in the house with a chocolate box in the fridge, you know what I mean? So
of course, yeah.
But I do feel great, and I think my body composition as well is a lot better. So mind, body, and spirit, because the thing what goes in your mouth, it actually makes you feel good. So it's more about having a relationship with my food. You know what I mean? A good relationship. Where many people have bad relationships with the food, they make all the wrong choices, and then then they put all the weight on.
Yeah, I like that thing you said, the good relationship with food. Yes, I like that. So I want to ask you a specific question. When you said that there could be those little cheat days when you could just eat anything, how frequently or how seldom can people practice, based on whatever age group they could be, which is healthy, which is indulging but still healthy? So what does that you best recommend if someone would do that?
Depending where you are health wise, if you're way overweight, then I don't suggest any cheat meals. I think you've got to at least earn that cheat meal and try get the weight down. Someone like me who's been a professional athlete for 14 years and is very energetic and very busy, and I've got all these things going on in my life, at least 1 or 2 cheat meals, at least you have a cheat meal which is a food meal, and then obviously a cheat meal where you're having you know, a dessert, an apple crumble, pancakes, you know. And
Yeah.
when I do that, I generally go all out for like 1 or 2 hours, you know. And then at the end of that binge, I want to go back to eating healthy again. So, you know, it's just about getting out of your system. But for the general public, I would suggest, you know, 1 or 2 cheat meals a week, and just try your greens and, you know, like I said, legumes and beans and all that kind of stuff are fantastic. Sweet potatoes are great. Get a good plant-based protein.
Yeah.
I don't drink milk, so I drink almond milk or oat milk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm making all the right choices. You know, I'm trying my best. You know, there's always new fads coming out, but I think for me, it's about being consistent, eating the healthy foods on a consistent basis, and you will see the results.
Yes, conscious
Yeah.
and consistent. Yes, that's right. So, when it comes to exercises, what kind of exercises do you practice most regularly?
Yeah. Okay. So hi mate, you're right. So I generally hit the gym 4 times a week.
Mhm.
I'll be in the gym 4 times a week. Them gym sessions will be kind of all round body workouts. I don't specifically do bodybuilding. So I will work my arms, my chest, my back. I'll do a bit of endurance in that session. I'll do a little bit of power, bit of boxing. You know, I have a boxing bag. I've got pretty much everything at home. I've got a boxing bag in the garden. I've got battle ropes there. I've got weights. You know, so I try and mix my training up, and I try fit it in around my busy schedule. One thing I do like doing, which I really swear by, is I like to hike. I like to go for 5, 6, 7 mile walks every single day. And I generally do that on an empty stomach. Now, the reason why I do it on an empty stomach, it's called fasted cardio, and it basically helps you burn calories twice as much as if you're getting up in the morning. My last meal will be around about 8 p.m. at night, and my next meal the next day will be around 12 p.m. So I'm fasting for around 16 hours a day. So I keep that window of 8 hours eating and then 16 hours not eating. And I think that keeps me in good shape. I think the fasting it works wonders, and it can work for anybody, really.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, what is that thing like? So, when you're literally walking up like for 5 or 6 miles, almost in an empty stomach, you're burning up more calories and energy, and that is why you're burning out the fat. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah. So
I
when
just
when
walk
you
4 miles
yeah,
after
sorry.
it doesn't work for me, I
Eh?
guess.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You seem to look like you're in decent shape. You know, I think for someone who's really struggling with weight, I think if they're consistent with the 16-hour fast and the 8-hour window of eating, but in that 8-hour window, you know, try cut your meals down to 1 meal or maybe 2 meals, because us as humans, we don't need to eat every 3 hours. You know, I think that's a government fad for them to sell as much food as possible, for us to buy so much food and eat. But for me, I generally have 1-2 meals a day max, and I'll have a protein shake in between that, and I'll just drink lots of water.
So what about snacking? Do you snack? Do you have healthy snacks or something?
Yeah.
Yes, no?
If I'm snacking, I'll grab some handful of nuts. I'll grab some Brazil nuts. Walnuts are one of my favorites. Almonds are a good one as well. Prunes are really good for you. And I might even have a snack. I might have a protein shake. So that could be a snack for me. And then on night time, for me to start winding down, sorry, I'll just turn this off. What I do is, I generally have my dinner around 7 p.m. I might have a protein shake with some frozen berries, almond butter, some plant-based milk. And then after that, I'll have a chamomile tea. I'll have a chamomile tea with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And I will put half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I will put half a teaspoon of manuka honey, and all that concoction together actually helps you sleep.
Yes.
I've done a bit of research. Helps you sleep, and it also helps your tummy go flat.
Yeah.
So
oh yes.
you know,
Chamomile is sleep.
Camomile's great. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I take that with a magnesium tablet, and I generally try to wind down around 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m.
Great, that's awesome. So yes, so the thing before we sleep, like what time do we eat last? What's the last meal? And
Yeah,
what should be the
my
time?
last, yeah.
So 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah, so my last meal will be, I preferably will try 3 hours before sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try not drink anything 2 hours before I sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you know, if you drink quite a lot at nighttime, you're up 3 or 4 times a night, wean. So, and that kind of breaks your sleep up because, there's 2 different states of sleep. There's deep wave sleep,
Mm-hmm.
which restores muscle, and there's slow wave sleep, which is the REM sleep, which is the most important sleep, which helps with memory. And I have a whoop. I use a whoop, and it takes all my data. So I'm kind of sticking to a consistent bedtime, 10:30, 11 p.m., and trying to get 8 hours of sleep. If I can get more than 8 hours, that's a bonus. But on a weekend, I'll aim for around a 10-hour sleep. Obviously, having the kids and being busy through the week, 8 hours is a goal for me.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should aim for 8 hours because sleep is probably the best thing for anybody for recovery.
Yes.
So, but we take it for granted.
Mm.
What do you
I
think?
hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I have a kid. I can't sleep because 4 hours of undisturbed sleep is also sometimes luxury for me. Yeah, I
Oh wow!
I hear you.
You need more sleep.
Yes, I should. So, when it comes to fitness and wellness, so that starts from within, and I have to ask you about this because you have such a busy schedule, you have such demanding schedule, so you have everything which like keeps you going. How do you relax out, rejuvenate, and have that peace moments with yourself that helps you build your energy from within, from your soul? Do you do that?
Yeah. Well, I think when I go on my walk is kind of like a meditation because when I go for long hikes, it's me time. So it's me and my thoughts, and I generally get all my best ideas when I go for long walks. So that is one way of switching off from the world.
Uh-huh.
We all need a little bit of me time, our self-time away from the world for us to think properly, away from social media and just recharge our batteries. I also meditate. I also do the Wim Hof breathing where you do 30 shallow breaths in and out. And then on the last breath, you blow all the air out and you hold it for 30 seconds. And then you breathe in, hold it for 15 seconds, then breathe out. That's one round. Mm-hmm. I do that for 3 rounds, and every round you get to hold your breath for a minute, then 1 minute 30. When I've done that, I just feel high. I feel like, woo, just like a natural high. And what it does is it alkalizes your body, but it just puts you in a state of peace, your mind at peace. And there's so much going on in this world. Sometimes we can't hear anything because of the head noise. We've got the social medias and all that kind of stuff. But I think as I've got older, for me, peace and quiet is number one. I'd rather go to a log cabin in the middle of nowhere with my family and just relax instead of going to some crazy nightclub or a party. It's just, and I think that is the new thing right now. People used to go out and drink and party and stuff because they were escaping the world.
Yeah.
But you're not escaping, are you? You're just making it more noisier. So for me, quiet time is really important in my life. So meditation, walking generally clears my mind, and I do that on a consistent daily basis.
Right. That's really great. In fact, any particular incident in your life, because you've had a pretty very 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 busy professional life all throughout. So were there any stressful times in your life, and is there something that you did to overcome those moments with your meditation or something? Have you can you help us with that?
Well, as a professional athlete, playing a game called rugby league, is probably the toughest team sport in the world. You know, we
Mm.
don't wear pads. A lot of players don't wear gum shields, you know, and through my career, I played around 300 games at the very highest level. And I probably had around 30 bad injuries. Now, I've broken all my fingers.
Oh my
All my
God.
fingers. Yeah, I'll just run through a few of the injuries. I had an elbow straight from my lip, right there, elbow. I had a high shot, someone hit me in the mouth. I could put my finger through my lip.
Oh
I had my nose snapped to the other side of my face. I had to snap it back in. I've got probably 100 stitches around my eyes. I had my ear pulled off. That's just my head.
Oh my God. And you
then
recently had a lower back injury, which I remember.
Yes, yeah. I had the lower back injury, which was because of rugby league, and my L6 and L5 vertebrae was pretty much squashed. And that was from the impact from rugby. And my C5 at the back of my neck was squashed. And if you think about it, every time you get tackled, the scientific research, it's like having a mini car crash.
Mm.
So for doing that for 26 years and 14 years as a professional, it takes a toll on the body. So, but that was after rugby. And the mind, yeah. So, you know, for me, I've torn both my pecs, I've torn my calves, I've done numerous injuries to my knees, broke my toes. I've had a double sports hernia, so I had to have an operation on my where my pubic bone is. I had the muscle popping out, so I had to get that fixed up. I had septicemia one time in my leg. I had a massive knock on my leg, and I nearly died from that. They had to pull all the pus out of my leg. Yeah, I've just, you know, like I said, I've had my fair share of injuries, but you know what? Life's about adapting and overcoming. And I think all them injuries and for me, rugby league was just a platform for what I'm doing now. You know, because I retired from sport. I didn't retire from life.
Yeah.
Okay. And for me, you know, when I met Riona, it just gave me a new lease of life. You know, it strengthened my faith with Jesus, with God, and I think he's pulled me through some dark times. You know, when I retired from sport, I really struggled. All I'd ever done was rugby since I was 6 years old. And then at 31, I did a movie with Mickey Rourke. I got into the acting. And at that time, I wasn't loving rugby league, and I decided to retire. And I remember a friend saying to me, "You're a long time retired, Keith." And this guy was called Joe Calzaghe. He's one of the most greatest British boxers of all time, but he's a good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been retired a couple of years, and he'd struggled with retirement. And I understood when I retired. I understood what he meant, because it was like a death, like something had died. You know, because I was looking for that buzz what I got from sport. So for me, being in the gym, being disciplined and being structured gives me what I had when I was a sportsman. And I'll never stop training. And I've kind of adapted the way I train, because I don't train heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to be lean. I want to be lean and strong, but I don't train heavy when I'm going to injure myself. I want to train till I'm 90. You know, I want to be able to do it for as long as I can, because, you know, the greatest thing about a workout is the end of a workout after, you know, because while you're doing it, it's not that much fun. But after, you know, that buzz, that feeling of the endorphins, of the serotonin is just amazing. And you know, living a healthy life and having that in place, I'm very blessed. You know, I'm very blessed to be able to still do what I do at 39 and have a beautiful family and, you know, chase after my dreams. But I make the sacrifices to do that.
Yeah, but I just loved what you just said, that you retired from that sport. You didn't retire from life, and you keep doing that. Keep chasing your dream.
Yeah.
That's so important, because I think the last year with 2020, the COVID and everything that happened around the world, I think a lot of people were broken when it comes to their motivation, their inspiration levels, because something changed and they feel that's the end. And what you just said is actually, I think, $1 million statement, because that keeps them going. That should actually sink in, because situations change, we should not. We should keep going because tough times don't last long. Tough people do. And you
Correct.
just know that. And what are you, Keith? Are you like a robot who just went through injuries? And I mean, who can even tell? I mean, look at
just I get.
What? Can I poke
I
you
know.
and see if like you're a real robot or you're like a real human?
Do you
So
know
when
what?
I meet, I might probably just
Yeah.
poke to see if that's like a chip coming off or
Yeah.
is that really human? No,
I just think I'm a godly person, and I've overcome so much, and I think I'm aging backwards, to be honest with you. You know, I think I'm getting better as I'm getting older. But you know, I think as you get older, you learn, you become more wiser, you become more mature. You don't waste your time anymore on things that are so trivial. You don't waste your time with bad company.
Yeah.
And I think as you get older, it's more about getting rid of the unnecessities and having less is more, you know, and getting away from all the head noise and getting focused on what you want to achieve in your life. And first and foremost for me is my family. See, these people go chase after their dreams. They generally go after their dreams and have the blinkers on and forget about everybody else. What I've done at the opposite, I've made sure that my partner, after suffering 2 spinal strokes, was okay and looked after her, and all the kids are at school, and I'm there as a dad and I'm present. All the stuff I'm doing with the films, all that kind of stuff, that's all a bonus, but I'm not leaving out the most important thing in my life, which makes me the happiest, and that's my family. And if I haven't got my family around me, I've got nothing. You know, being an actor, being a businessman, and being a guy who inspires people is just an extension of who I am. But what's most important is to see my kids flourish, and is to see my partner hopefully one day walk. So I think, you know, like I said, family is everything to me.
Right. I'm loving this conversation. It is no more about health. It's actually way beyond. And I'm really loving it because there is something which I have to tell you, and I don't know if you would understand that, but something in me tells me you will. So there is this thing that you speak about, which is, you know, your family is your primary important thing and purpose of life, you know, your main purpose, and then everything else is like bonus. So this is something which I used to believe that, you know, when I started my company, I literally thought and I told myself that I'm going to bring together people are first good human beings and not just good professionals. And when we all come together with a purpose, with an intent to make a difference, a positive difference in the world around us, only then would it make sense to us if we are being professionally good, but also making this world a little better, because this is something that we need to do. And like magic, and I literally say like magic or a miracle or maybe some divine presence, I started connecting with this wonderful people such as you. And look at that, you know, we are all like, and where are you? Where have I been? I mean, we're all different parts of the globe, and just see how we connect up, just because that purpose, you know, that the real thing, like when we talk about cut out the noise and cherish the music of your soul, and then it just starts bringing the right vibrations together. So it's really, like when you say this, it's really, I'm literally getting goosebumps because this is something that I've so believed in, but then there's this whole huge crowd of people who think that success is all about achievement.
No.
And for me, success is contribution, and how much of positive contributions we can make, and we achieve along with it. It's not just we don't achieve. We achieve along, but we grow together.
Absolutely. You've nailed it.
It's so making sense to me, and thank you so much for saying this, because sometimes I feel a little down. I feel, am I doing the right thing? Or is it like what everyone says is right? But when sometimes I hear things that you just said, it makes me feel, no, I think I'm on the right track. So thank you for that.
You definitely are. And listen, if you ever need to talk about anything, just give me a shout. I'm happy to put my hand up, because you know what, sister, you're trying your best to help humanity and give back. And I always say this, I believe this, that when we stop helping people, we stop helping ourselves. And that's what it's all about. We rise by lifting others. Never forget yourself, though. Obviously, look after yourself, number one. And when you get into a position where you've worked your backside off for 10 years and then you finally get a breakthrough, because generally that's how long it takes. It's the experience you've learned along the way. It's the ups and downs and not giving in that has made you into the person you are. And that's God's work, you know. And I believe that God loves us to try to live our potential to the maximum.
Yes.
You know, he's so proud of that. And whenever I'm going through a tough day, I'd look up and I'd say a little prayer. And if I feel like the devil's coming in, I'll say, I rebuke you, devil, because them negative thoughts is the devil. So as long as you're aware of all that, you just keep pushing forward. And we meet like me and you. We're very similar. You're other side of the world. And we have the same kind of mindset, which is that's got to be God's work.
Exactly.
It can't be anything else.
I have to say this. I totally believe in this, because sometimes, you know, there were times I would sit alone and I would pray and think, hey, I really want to do something good, but I am literally doing things alone. Like, hey, are you angels listening to me? Can you just connect me to the right people? And I just reached out. And the right people connected up, and just see you and me, we are talking here, this is what is happening. And
absolutely,
that's exactly where you know that, you know, God is not an illusion. God is like the living energy right around us. And this is one of the things that just says that he's right there, and he's right there talking and you know, through everything that we do. So this is something that I wanted to actually say, and I think this is, hopefully it's not taking up your time, that when people go through tough times, and you are one person who had been through real challenges, it's not a person who is going through a tough time, is how I see it or how I feel. It's not just our faith in God, but it is also God's faith in us that they will get through in the right way. You know? So I think people who are going through challenges should really see themselves as God's special children, because God has faith in them that, hey, they can get through it and still motivate others, because they are the strongest. So
and there's people like me and you who are doing what they want to do, so they can look at somebody else and think, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's what life's about. You're inspiring somebody else that I can get through it, so can you. And that's why it's important to share that message back down to somebody who's trying to do their best and they're going through a struggle. And sometimes you just need to get on your hands and knees and pray. That's it. Just pray. Pray.
Wonderful, so nice. I mean, I'm feeling motivated once again. And this morning when I woke up, I did feel a little low that, you know, I'm working hard, and sometimes it's so hard to get things going, because people wants to see a lot of tangible things instead of like the real impact, because the real things take a little time, you know. But when I hear someone like you saying this, yes, I feel inspired that yes, I'm on the right way. Thank you.
You definitely are. Keep going.
So I have one question about fitness and wellness, and this is something that I want to ask you, because you have 5 children at home and everyone is of different age groups. What few tricks or things work for everyone at any age whatsoever? Like, you can really keep them happy, going, motivated, and you know, works great.
Well, I think it's important for me as a dad to spend at least 30 minutes a day playing with my children. Whether it's the older ones, I've got 2 15-year-olds, 2 9-year-olds, and just spending that little time with my kids. That's super important. And then also, you know, I suggest everybody do yoga. Stretching and meditation it's not hard, it's not heavy on your joints, you can do it anywhere, and it's just about grounding yourself and finding that peace and looking after your body. I always feel great when I've done a yoga session for 45 minutes and then done a breath work. I feel amazing. So I suggest everybody do that type of work.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I know. This is yoga actually through some of my bad times too. Apart from TikTok videos that gives you so much of fun, what other things do you do that makes you enjoy, like have fun, apart from your TikTok videos that you've been doing a lot?
I think Rihanna's over there.
Hi, Rihanna.
Hi, hello, Rihanna. She's.
I spent my spoons today and
You spent your spoons? Oh, she's tired. No, we know what we have a pretty positive household. We have a lot of fun, and me and Rihanna, we enjoy sharing our journey on social media. It's helping so many people all over the world. Our story keeps circulating, going on all these social media news sites, and we've come such a long way. And we've had some dark days, but I think now we're really hitting our straps, and we've got a book deal coming out. Our book is coming out next year. We're in talks with a TV company who want to do a fly on the wall documentary, and obviously I've got the films coming up. So everything's really good at our home. We've had to unite over the last couple of years because we've had some tough times, and it's just made us more closer. But like I said, my two boys play rugby. My girl and my little boy plays rugby, so I'm like this sport dad. I'm taking my kids here, there, and everywhere, and then I do what I got to do, and then me and Rihanna are starting to work out now. So I'm a very hands-on dad, and that's when I'm at my happiest.
Keep your TikToks coming up. They're real fun, and I just love the latest TikTok that you do. The one. Something that you do. That's real fun. I really enjoy that. That's really awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we just do them randomly. We don't even think about it. We just put it on and we just do it.
What makes it more fun, because you're just in your casual, so you're doing it and you're all suited and swimming with your boys and you're doing it, and that's what's really cool.
Yeah,
especially when you're doing
that's what it's about.
So cool.
That's it.
Well, that's so fantastic. I will absolutely be in touch with you, Keith, and more fantastic promos coming up for you and Rihanna, because I have a few things
fantastic
to share those, and I won't take much of your time because I know Rihanna is waiting in the car, and so we will catch up soon.
Just let me know. Stay in touch. Been nice speaking to you, darling.
Okay.